Hello, my dear friends. I'm Andrew Harvey, and I am so excited to invite you to join me on a pilgrimage to Mary Magdalene and the Black Madonna and Mary, the Divine Feminine in all its splendor in France. For 3 years now, I've been laboring on a book about Mary Magdalene and her revolutionary and ecstatic and transformative relationship with Jesus. It's finished and it will be produced next year. So I will be teaching from that book and from my life's work, which has been dedicated to the divine feminine in all its aspects, in its tender aspects and in its ferocious aspect. Because I believe, as so many of you do, that without full embrace of the full feminine, of the full embodied Godhead, we can never be what we are destined in the heart mind of God to be, fully embodied, transcendent beings. With the transcendent blazing in our minds, with the transcendent blazing in our hearts, and with the transcendent experienced and increasingly divinizing our bodies. So I've constructed a trip in France, France that herself radiates the beauty of the divine feminine, that will initiate us all into three absolutely potent and vibrant and radical visions of the divine feminine in the Christian revelation, but also appropriate for all revelations and all paths. We will concentrate on Mary, the mother of Jesus, the divine mother in the body. We will concentrate, of course, on Mary Magdalene herself and everything that I and other scholars and passionate devotees of Mary Magdalene have discovered about her, and visit the places where she lived in France. And we will also, and this is so thrilling, we will also go deep into the mystery of the Black Madonna, the Pali aspect of the Divine Mother that has been secretly celebrated at the core of Christianity and which is a source of very great, passionate inspiration for me. So we'll begin in Paris, and we will go first to the place in 1830 where the Virgin began her long series of apparitions. Very few people know that it was in Paris that she first appeared to a young nun called Catherine Labouré, one of the great secret saints of Christianity, and where she gave to Catherine Labouré the design for the Miraculous Medal, which has gone all over the world. It's a very powerful place. And it played a great role in my own life because in the most difficult period of my life, when I was living in Paris and undergoing a very radical dark night, I used to go there and pray to be protected and pray for the divine grace that did in fact come and transform my life. We will then visit Chartres, and Chartres is the ultimate icon of the divine feminine in all its majesty, because there the whole cathedral is dedicated to the resplendent, transfigured Mary, but also you will find Mary Magdalene window and two very potent Black Madonnas. So we will experience the full range of the divine feminine in that most glorious building. Then we'll go to Vézelay, where for centuries it said some relics of Mary Magdalene were worshipped by pilgrims, and which is quite simply the most beautiful Romanesque building in the world, a building of absolute transparent grace, which is itself a mystical revelation. Then we'll go to one of the loneliest, most austere, most rigorous, most beautiful, most majestic of places of her apparitions, La Salette. It's a deep favorite of mine. I've been many times. And there in the 50s, 1850s, she gave a message of incredible urgency to two young children, a message which we'll explore and make relevant to our own times. Then we'll go down into the area of the south of France where Mary Magdalene lived out in passion and glory and pouring out of all of her great gifts in the last 30 years of her life. We will go to Saint-Marie-des-Mers, where she's said to have landed with a servant and some friends, and where she's said to have begun that magnificent period of the last part of her life. Most importantly, we will go to Saint-Maximin, and from Saint-Maximin visit one of the most powerful places in the entire world, the cave in which Mary Magdalene spent maybe 25 to 30 years of her life. And I will try and share with you the revelations that have been given to me of what she was doing in that cave. Revelations that came from my first visit to that cave 25 years ago. And then, with all of our rich experiences now getting more and more intense, we'll go to Rocamadour. Rocamadour is one of the miracles of France. It's a place in the Dordogne of great beauty by a river, but more importantly, it's a place that's been visited by saints and popes and kings and emperors, searching for the grace of the Divine Mother for almost 1,000 years. And we'll see in the central shrine of Rocamadour, perhaps the most powerful, even terrifying in its majesty, image of the Black Madonna, an image which had an immense impact on my life when I first saw it and continues to haunt my deepest practices. And that's just a sketch of what awaits us. What I'm hoping from this trip is that all of you who are inspired to take it will discover at the core of authentic Christ consciousness absolutely amazing and powerful embrace of the divine feminine, an embrace that transforms 2,000 years of misinterpretation, misogyny, homophobia, crazy over masculinization of a message that was in its essence profoundly balanced and profoundly all embracing. That's the first thing. The second thing is that together we will explore in depth perhaps the greatest mystery in the whole Christian tradition, the mystery of Jesus's sexuality, the mystery of the relationship, which I believe was on every level imaginable between him and Mary Magdalene, and most importantly, perhaps the mystery of Mary Magdalene herself. Who is this woman that so transformed his life, that gave him so much? Who is she? Why was she written out of the revelation? And why is it so essential to reclaim her so that the original revelation in its full potency, majesty, and power can come to us? Thirdly, interwoven with all of these, we will explore what the Black Madonna aspect of the divine feminine in the Christian revelation has to offer us at this moment as we go through this global dark night, Black Madonna process, which I hope we will feel by the end of the trip is not the end of the human experience, but a necessary, terrifying ordeal to help us birth through the grace of the full, empowered Divine Mother, a wholly new kind of human being. a human being transformed in mind, in heart, in soul, and in body, living in a unified field of passionate, compassionate love, turning up at this moment in our world history, joyful, committed, passionate, dedicated to putting love into action in the name and in the honor of the divine feminine on every level of society. And of course, interfused with all of these essential themes and foci, I will be sharing with you not only my own inmost experience of Mary and the Black Madonna and Mary Magdalene, but secret sacred practices from the core of the hidden tradition that will immeasurably inspire, awaken, and enlighten you. So please join me on an exploration and plunge into the divine feminine in France, country of the divine feminine. And I wish us all in advance amazing insights of amazing depth and an experience that we together will share and never forget and be able to integrate into our lives with full focus, passion, and radiance. Thank you.